Kids and cadets, welcome back to Tommy Time. What we have is a 2018 workforce piece of crap. Scrapper called me late yesterday, said, hey, I got a machine on the truck, will you be home? It's orange. He said, but it's not a Husqvarna. He said, I'm not sure of the name. So it's a yard force. I've done a video on one of these crap boxes, just a standard pusher. They copied the same coloring scheme as a Husqvarna to confuse and swindle the consumer. So he brought it by. I wasn't sure what the deal with this thing. He said he had it in his yard and he was using it. He got it from the scrap yard, actually. But he said the Self Propel doesn't work. And then he was looking at the front wheel and said something about, oh, that must have happened when I loaded it. And I didn't pay too much attention to what he meant because the wheel was still there and I didn't see any abnormalities. But I got it on the ground and pushed it forward. The wheel's broken. But I had negotiated a price prior to realizing the wheel was screwed up. I said I'd give you 30 for it just because you said it started. I don't know what's wrong with the Self Propel, so I may need parts. So I said, is that all right? He said I was looking for 40, so I ended up splitting it in the middle. I got it for 35. After the fact, this 8-inch wheel, I looked up, there's only one company that sells it because this yard force is kind of a Chinese built machine. The wheel for this is 20 bucks plus shipping. Now this unit was sold out of Home Depot. Home Depot has wheels. They have the rear wheel, but they have a 7-inch wheel in stock. For another machine, they do not carry the 8-inch wheel in stock. So I don't know if I can go through my junkyard and look for another 8-inch wheel, and maybe the axle hub is the same, and the width of the tires the same. I'd have to shop around in my scrap section to check. Otherwise, if I got to spend 20 plus shipping, I'm already at 55. 35 plus the 20 is 55 plus shipping on the wheel if they don't offer free shipping. I didn't get that far. I just looked up the base price. So it's got kind of a weird bail bar. The safety's on the top. Of course, the self-propelled is under. It's got this bend in the bar. But what I found, I did start this thing and it would not engage. After I got it on the ground, discovered the wheel, I wanted to hear what it sounded like. It did start. So on these self-propelled units, what I like to do is engage the bail bar when the unit's not running. You can see it'll roll without the bail bar engaged. I engage the bail bar and try to pull it backwards, and it locks the wheels in the backwards position. That way, that tells me I've got some action in the drive system, and bail bar off, it pulls back freely. Engage the bail bar and it locks up when you pull it backwards. You can do that for Troy build, any front or rear wheel drive. With the unit off, try pulling it backwards. So I decided to turn this thing over. We're going to take off the blade, and there's a plastic cover, and see if maybe the belt is too loose. I do see an adjustment up here on the drive for the drive and the safety brake. So maybe we got to make an adjustment here. But I want to check underneath the unit first. So let's turn this thing over. I've got the necessary tools to take the blade off and the plastic cover of this 2018. I gotta grab my impact. That's the one thing I didn't get, and then drop you guys down a notch. Something like that. I think you can see. Let me get my impact to make things easier. How you guys doing today? Hope it's going well. This is a 17. So let me pull the plug wire. This is a running machine. Okay, I just took it off the plug. I'm a righty, but we'll try to do this job lefty. Now these Hypercraft and these yard craps have a funny blade. You only can buy their blade because of the way these holes are offset on the mounting bracket. I didn't expect that to pop off, but it did. So no rust on this machine. It's fairly new, so this was 25 years old. This wouldn't have popped off as easy. So we got a 10 deep up here in the cavity. I'm going to remove that. Okay, that's off. There's two small Allens in this plastic cover. I'm going to remove those. I've already loosened them up. I was going to use my impact, but I don't have the right. Oh, I do have the right socket. So here, let's do it. So two of these, and then the 10 right there. That's all that's holding this. So we got a bird's nest. There's the other 10, which I just dropped in the grass. So a lot of hay build up. Blade is still, belt is still there. So why isn't this thing engaging? Let me pull on the bail bar and see if this belt tightens up. It might just be a matter of adjusting the cable. Let me pull up on this and see if we squeeze the belt. I need a clip. I got a plastic clip. I'm going to clip the bail bar for the self-propelled right like that. see. There's still a little slack here. I think it got a little better. Probably should do something like that. I'm really pulling the transmission back, and we got a nice taut belt. So let me figure out the tensioning on this, which way I gotta go. It's the cable under this one here. So what I want to do most likely is shorten the cable length to bring up the slack in the belt. So looks like 10s here. I need 2 open-end 10s or channel lock and a 10. Hold on. I was not ready for you on that part of the repair. Open-end 10, or it could be 11. I got 11 in my hands and a 10. Let me grab channel locks. I might have to do it the old-fashioned way. I thought I had a 10. We might have to channel lock this thing. So my guess is we want to move this up into the body here. So it may even be 12, but we're not going to mess with that. I'm just going to break the nut here. Take all the slack out of it. Go ahead and lock it. That's pretty much it. Belt might be stretched out. Okay, let me put the bail back in place with the clip. I just did that. I'm trying to get you guys set up without knocking you over. The belt may be stretched out. That gave me a little bit more tension, but not enough. So is this bail bar set up right? It looks like it is. I don't see anything that can go backwards with that. So it looks like we're maxed out on the cable. I could check availability of this. For the fun of it, let's remove a rear wheel and make sure all the teeth and whatnot are in place on this thing. When we pulled it backwards, it engaged, so I don't think that's an issue. Let me grab a 1/2 inch. I think it's a 1/2 inch on that. It is a 1/2, so let me move you up. I don't think these machines are too bad. We got bearing hubs, which is a fancy deal. They got a Briggs and Stratton engine, so that's a bonus. It's not a no-name Chinese machine. Okay, teeth look perfect. I don't see any wear on the plastic. It looks like you can remove this plastic gear assembly, which is awesome. If these wear out, you can just replace this instead of the whole wheel. So somebody got smart and they spent money with bearing hub. It just isn't a plastic hub on a metal stud. So I don't see anything out of the ordinary here. I'm going to put a little oil on this. It is sounding a little ratchety, so a little lubrication right now might help that out. So just looking at it right now, nothing's popping out as a aha solution. I think it may be belt tension. I could probably go to AutoZone, Napa, or O'Reilly and get one size lower belt, take a measurement, and just use an automotive belt if that's what we think the deal is. I could oil these up. But I'll keep the video going so we can do some more troubleshooting. There's a little washer here that goes down first. Don't forget that. It's a locking nut. Just snug that, don't get crazy. Okay, I'm going to put it all back together again. Sun's coming out. I hope you don't overheat. Okay, so what are we going to do? We're going to put that plastic piece in place. Kind of cleaned up some of the grass. So that goes there. Put my adapter on. Don't forget this spacer goes inside of the adapter. So that goes on. We'll put my 10 and the 2 Phillips on. We'll start with the 10. Get that centered. I'll just get it started. Now I'll go up here to the Phillips. You think the transmission shot? You never can tell. This is a low quality machine. That's just spinning. Plastic may be stripped out. Okay, that's on. Time for the blade. Notice the blade was a little off when I had gotten it down on the ground and kind of spun it. I noticed one side's a little lower than the other. I picked a mark on the frame. Remind me to put the plug wire back on. Okay, that's on. That's good and tight. Time to put it back down. Plug wire goes on. Sun just came out of the clouds, so hopefully we don't overheat. Wouldn't roll because I had the clip still on the bail bar. Pulling it back now. Bail bar's off, it'll roll backwards. So let's start this automatic choke. We'll see if it engages. Okay, nothing. Adjusting the cable did not do anything. Taking the slack out by moving the cable together here did not give me enough action, so the belt is overstretched. So I got to research a replacement belt. I believe that's the issue. I'm wondering if there's another way to test the transmission. I guess I could put a string around the arm of the transmission and manually pull it to see if it engages. Wrap a string, run it through here and pull on it because I'm not getting any cable action. I could manually try to test the transmission to confirm it's the stretched out belt and not a faulty transmission. So I don't know, what do you guys think? I'll give you a model number of this. It is the YF22-3 November 1 Sierra Papa dash Sierra Charlie. It's got the 675 EX series engine, 163cc. Serial number 202011003448. Call 1866 Tough Shit for any questions. Kennesaw, Georgia. Made in China for at Sumac Manufacturing, SUMEC Yard Force. So you guys experience no drive action with one of these? Let me know what you've done or didn't do, or what I should do. So this isn't turning out too good right now. 35 in it, broken wheel, and no drive action. Which didn't matter to the scrapper, he just pushed it around his yard. But if I go to sell this thing, the drive has to work. The self-propelled has to be functioning. Because Harvey, the homeowner, will not take it. Or I'd have to sell it for $100 as a standard pusher. And I'm a greedy bastard. I want to get top dollar for these turds. Anyway, I'll mess with this some more. Give me some feedback. Continue to have a good day. Tip your waitress and wait staff. Come back and see me. Thanks.